Hey everybody, it's Haggis Hunting from USA Kilts, where we do a deep dive on one subject, because some topics require a bit more unpacking. I'm Erik.
I'm Rocky.
And I'm Ian.
Well, let's get into it. Today we're talking about holiday customs that we wish we could bring to the US. Do you do anything fun for a holiday activity, or Thanksgiving or Xmas?
No, since having child, it's more about the child. So
I get that.
Not a whole lot of traveling or anything like that specifically.
I guess one unique tradition that me and my daughter have is every year, the week between Christmas and New Year's, we always go to an aquarium. Just a thing we've almost always the Camden Aquarium. But
Okay, that's cool.
We did it one year, and we're like, let's do it again this coming year.
I like that.
Just keep doing it.
Yeah. For a while, we because we're fantasy nerds, we would go and see the new Tolkien movie for a few years there. That was fun, and we would try and go see a movie, which I know a lot of people do.
A lot of people do that. I've never quite understood that entirely.
It starts with Jewish folks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's the same thing as it's like because
Chinese food
and going out to the movies.
Yep, Chinese food and movie night.
There's nothing wrong. I tell you, going out to the movie theater on Christmas Day or something is fantastic because you got the whole place to yourself.
Yeah,
it's so serene, But don't you do? Didn't you and your wife have a Black Friday thing you do?
We haven't done it for years.
Okay.
I don't even know if we've ever done it with Liam. I was actually toying around with doing it again, where we would just for the shits and giggles, we would just go out to the Black Friday mall, and people watch at 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. Not that we're looking for deals, because she buys most of the stuff well in advance of Christmas anyway, but just for something to do and watch people in their pajamas stumble around like zombies.
Okay, zombie pajamas.
Exactly. And then we go out to breakfast, and then I go to work.
That is tradition in this country that you have to wear pajamas the entire holiday season, which is why kilt sales have been down. Yeah, it's just like,
or just to the mall in general.
Well, if we'd ever come out with that flannel kilt, that might work.
No.
No,
I love that about as much as the corduroy kilt.
Yeah, that the Whoopa kilt. So you're
that's the model name, the Whoopa Whoopa.
Yeah, the Whoopa new from USA Kilts. You are single-handedly destroying an Irish tradition. Did you know that?
It's not the first time.
In Ireland, Christmas officially starts on the 8th of December, with the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, apparently, and it used to be like a Catholic Mass day, but because people had it was the start of the season, it was a religious holiday, so people had a little more time off. So that was when people from the country would go into cities to go shopping.
So December 8th was Immaculate Conception. December 25th is the birth. That's a short gestation period. Or a long gestation period. Fair point.
Either way, that raises a point I hadn't considered now, and I am deeply disturbed.
I don't know if we should consider.
I don't think there's a lot of academic agreement on when he was born.
Yeah.
Well, next week I'm bringing a guest Jesuit to argue with you on that. But
I've heard it said summer was more likely, but I don't actually know the truth.
I've heard that too. Like the actual birth of the Christ was probably in the summer because of them talking about flocks and the stars and shepherds being out, and in the wintertime they wouldn't be doing that. But Christmas was slapped on top of the Yuletide winter solstice holidays for reasons.
And myrrh is just not in season in December typically.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh
no.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
I know what myrrh is.
Well, yes, I know exactly what myrrh is. Yes, myrrh.
Yeah, that only grows in those months.
I love a nice myrrh pie. Or in England, it was
little frankincense on top.
Yeah, minced myrrh pie.
Yes, exactly.
With the frankincense. But yeah, they will basically in Ireland now to this day December 8th they'll start going out. And it's a big shopping to do, and that's the start of the season over there, apparently.
Do you use
But Black Friday is kind of taking the wind out of the sails of it.
Do you use meat in that minced myrrh pie or not? I've discovered recently there's a difference between U.S. and U.K. I'm talking about minced meat, not minced myrrh. I'm mincing the subject.
Yeah, because mince is actually the term for ground beef. So, or even ground lamb.
My mom was talking to somebody at the store while she was gathering items for her minced meat pie, which she does use pork with. But she was talking to a woman from the UK with a lovely UK accent, apparently, who was all doing something similar. But she's like, "Yeah, we don't use meat in our minced meat pie over there." So
well, because there's also there's a sweetened mincemeat that you can get. It's like pre-done as a pie filling, and I don't know if I think it's pork.
It sounds like a crime. Yeah, usually pork, at least here in the U.S.
Yeah, I think so.
Pork
and it's basically
and
it's like yeah, but it's very, very like cloyingly sweet. We did it once we did a mincemeat pie for Christmas once, and it was good, but it was just like
teeth right out of your head.
Yeah,
my mom makes it from scratch.
More or less. So you don't really. Neither of you do anything active for the holidays. You just kind of chill out.
Don't directly plan to anyway.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't say my plans for the holiday season are the same every year, though.
Okay.
They seem to change a
Well,
lot.
these as you've probably guessed, I'm gathering a few tidbits of stuff that they do over across the pond for holidays. And what I've realized is that some American celebrations are boring by comparison. they do some wacky stuff over there. So, for instance, swimming. Have you ever heard of the Christmas Day swim in Ireland?
Of like polar bear plunges on New Year's Day is pretty common over here.
It's exactly that, except they do it on They'll do it anywhere between Christmas and New Year's Day. And apparently this has been going on in Ireland for something like over 250 years.
Okay.
So, to quote my source here, quote, "For no good reason we can find, a dip in the chilly waters of the 40-foot is a Dublin tradition. Throngs of hardy Dubliners strip off and take a dip in the freezing waters of the Irish Sea at this popular bathing spot near Sandy Cove. It was once only for male bathers, and then even James Joyce apparently mentions it in Ulysses. But the secret is to doing it, just like with a polar plunge, is to get in and out as fast as possible. But in some areas, I guess the water is only like 50 degrees, so it's not as cold as you might think.
Yeah.
But that's
cold enough.
Yeah, cold enough. Some shrinkage maybe. And but it's a relatively modern tradition, you know what I mean? And I'm imagining like I want to know, like, did this happen intentionally or by accident?
Drinking was involved the first time.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's like, at some point somebody went for a walk on Christmas Day and fell off the freaking pier.
Yeah, drinking or an accident.
Or there's like a bet involved. Oh, I bet you wouldn't jump in.
No, you never do that. You haven't got the guts.
And then somebody did it enough years in a row that it became a tradition and more people started joining.
I think so. It's like we always say haggis was probably started on a dare, which is not true, of course.
No.
But yeah, this feels like a tradition that started as a dare. Women weren't allowed to do it for a while, and then like in the 60s or 70s they started protesting, and now it's anybody does it.
We want to be idiots too.
Right.
Why can't we jump in freezing cold water? I'd be like, no, it's all you guys. You got this one. That's fine.
But Lost, think about the shrinkage. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Bow to the patriarchy on that one. I'll leave that out.
My first official.
We got to snort.
My official snort. Yeah.
Halfway through episode 1, we got there.
We're gonna sound clip that. That's gonna be
the intro. Just there snorting.
Just yep.
I know the ones that I've encountered in the U.S. usually New Year's Day from my experience, but they're also often charity events that raise money to for whatever charity, this, that, or the other thing. Maybe even like give me $1 for every second I stay in the water kind of thing.
Right on.
Yeah.
I think find out that the by the way, they do it in Scotland now too. It's more recent. I think they're copying the Irish. Not that ever happens. That never happens. Scots don't copy the Irish. They call it the Looney Duke. In Scotland. Have you heard of that one?
No.
No, but everything, it all tracked. I believed every minute of it, even if you made it up.
No, believe it or not, I am not making this up. I'm on record. This is legit goofiness. On New Year's Day, they do it, because most Scottish stuff is New Year's, not Christmas Day. But thousands of people will don fancy dress and make their way down to the Firth of Forth, which is a river. And starting at South Queen's Ferry, the costume crowd of people then plunge themselves into the freezing waters. What started as a hangover cure in the mid-1980s has since become one of the biggest traditions in Edinburgh. You'll see every type of costume, from Nessie the Loch Ness Monster to traditional kilted men. Go figure. Now the annual event raises money for charities. And the celebrations continue into the town after. I hope they warm up first, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know if that would solve a hangover, but it would certainly make you not care.
Right?
Sober you up quick.
That's half the secret of a hangover cure, isn't it? I mean, so but Ireland was doing it like they've been doing it for like 250 years or something. So like, was it a hangover
Crazy
cure
bastards.
for them too? Huh?
Crazy bastards.
Ooh.
What accent was that?
What accent was that?
Don't dig too deep on that. I'm not good at accents.
Neither am I.
We're digging about as deep as a scratch-off ticket for that one.
As deep as a scratch-off ticket? I've never heard you say that before. That's
I
awesome.
just made it up.
That's awesome. Well, okay, so yeah, I mean, how many holiday traditions are based around alcohol? I think all of them.
Yes.
Yes
is the answer.
So here's another one from Ireland. This is relatively new. It's the 12 Pubs of Christmas. You've heard of the 12 Nights of Christmas?
Okay.
So this is not 12 nights. This is 12 pubs in a single night.
I'll start assembling the list for us to do this.
Right, and it's mostly an Edinburgh thing, or not Edinburgh, a Dublin thing. Sorry, scratch that from the record. I didn't say that. It's mostly a Dublin thing, I guess, and basically the goal is to hit 12 pubs in a single night. There's a variety of rules that will accompany the game, depending on who you're playing with. One of the common rules is that you have to drink with your wrong hand, so not your left hand. And then if you break the rule, you are forced to take a penalty shot. So you have to have at least one drink at each pub, and you have to follow these certain rules of the game, or else you have to drink more. So it's a drinking game with walking, which sounds like a great idea. So is that worth importing to the States?
I've seen this movie. With Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Okay.
I think it was only 8 in that movie, though.
Sounds like a lot of hospital visits. It's kind of their version of the 4th of July hospital visits where you get drunk and blow things up.
Right.
For hospital visits. This is more just alcohol poisoning.
Well,
Straight.
I think it's like
who goes down first? If we did an entire company, or I don't know if it's an entire company, but those interested in this kind of thing.
Jace.
Yeah.
Jace goes down first. 100%.
The youth, sure, but the people who actually I think would sound. This sounds exciting to and want to participate. Who collapses first?
this feels like this is definitely a 20-something idea. This is a college student idea, I think.
Yeah. But they can't handle it yet.
Well, but think of it this way. We know that pub crawls are popular over there and over here for St. Patrick's Day. So maybe this is like a warm-up. It's like kicking off the inebriation season, the Feast of Blessed Inebriation. And it's basically, trying to...
The Immaculate Inebriation.
Immaculate Inebriation, yeah. That's a temple I'm going to attend. But would you be down for that? Yes, no?
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
I just want to drive the drunk bus.
Yeah, there's that.
Figure you do this in Phoenixville so you can eliminate the driving.
Are there 12 pubs in Phoenixville?
There's got to be. There's like 7 breweries.
Oh, yeah. There's got to be 12 pubs.
Yeah, okay, all right. I would argue that if you're in a small town, you have every right to like start at the beginning and double up if you have to.
If you have to.
You know what I mean?
That's a fair point.
We live near enough towns that we could sort it out where we wouldn't have to.
Or hear me out, to save money, checkpoint in the middle where there's just like a tub or a tub of beer.
I was going to say a trough to vomit into.
It's not going to save money. That's recycling.
Right,
Never mind.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, okay. A cooler in the middle full of beer.
The only thing about this plan that would make me nervous in terms of being able to finish would be the penalties. If we eliminate the penalties, I can do 12 pubs, 12 drinks, as long as we're not like speed running it, know?
Yes, like I think
we're taking our time, we're having some food.
Right. He was saying you gotta order like low alcohol beverages.
I probably wouldn't worry too much about that as long as we're not rushing it, as long as we're eating something. Yeah.
I don't think that's the point, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the point?
Yeah.
Point is to enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the company of your fellow travelers.
You think.
Punishing your liver for all the bad it's done during the year.
Yeah. It's kind of it's a penance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's I don't know. I think, but the key to that one, I think, as with most of the stuff, is like if you say it's for charity, people will be into it.
I'm getting drunk for charity.
Right. Well, it's like
little Timmy needs a new heart.
I did once or twice. I did a St. Patrick's Day one that was for charity out in Lancaster City.
There you go.
So
See?
I don't remember if it was 12 pubs or however many it was.
That's
But
Well, then you had a good time, didn't you?
yeah,
You don't remember?
yeah, I wore.
But
I
was
wore
it
a kilt? I made new friends.
Was it for,
Actually
per
somebody?
mile? It was like a walkathon?
No, it was just a friend of mine had organized it. It was raising money.
Okay.
I think he called his organization Irish for a Cure. I don't remember which charity it was for. This was 10 years ago. This was just prior to me working here, actually, because it was on this charity or this pub crawl, and I was wearing my kilt. That I met a woman. She writes for the Lancaster newspaper. She ended up doing an article about kilts. She interviewed me for it. My picture was in the paper. When I applied to work here, I sent that
yeah.
article to Rocky.
The famous photo.
So
I
this
yeah.
this may have been, part of how I wound up here.
Wow.
It's part of my origin story.
Causality, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Goes
That's
full circle.
wild.
Indeed.
Dude, like, if you hadn't been out drinking, you wouldn't be here talking about drinking. It's so weird. It's all a big circle.
You create the world you want to live in yourself.
Through alcohol?
Yes.
Well,
You see all the bottles of scotch on the wall? We did this to ourselves.
Right. Oh my gosh. Well, we've had some help.
Yes.
We have a lot of people giving us stuff that.
We put that energy out into the world, though.
But I mean, so like, how is this a charity though? How do you turn? Doing a
Do the
pub crawl into a
bars
charity?
give like a percentage of each sale to the charity for the
There you
day
go.
or something?
That
like
I don't know. There might have been just like an entry fee, like hey, pay $30, go do the bar crawl.
That makes sense.
All the bars knew we were coming because it was a large group. I mean, we're talking probably 40 people, maybe more.
Cool. Okay.
At the time, so then they had
40 drunk people
yeah,
doing a pub crawl in Lancaster
yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, I don't.
I do not want to be working that
Like I said,
night.
this was a decade ago. This was during the day.
Oh, okay. I don't want to be working that day either.
Fair enough. But yeah, I'm sure the proceeds just got funneled to whatever charity he was pretending he was giving. No, I mean
cool.
that he gave money to.
There's not a lot of these stuff I was looking at is not much of it is charity, although there is St. Stephen's Day. You know the carol, Good King Wenceslas looked out upon the feast of Stephen. That is the day
Played
after
elementary
Christmas.
school band. I know this song.
It's actually one of my favorites. One of my favorite, and this is the non-Christian talking about it. It's one of my favorite Christmas carols, actually. But he was a Christian martyr. He was stoned to death in AD 36, so he was ahead of his time.
An OG.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically, he was an early adopter, and but it's St. Stephen's Day is also called Boxing Day. You ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a tradition in a lot of the UK where basically you're
Watch
boxing
Rocky
up
movies.
stuff. You're boxing up stuff for charity. You're giving used clothing and other things to the poor, and you would be putting it in boxes to take it to wherever, like the Salvation Army or whoever.
Theoretically,
and so
because you got new
Boxing
stuff
Day.
to replace it.
Yeah, I think so. But in Ireland, especially in the area around Dingle, there's a tradition. Yeah, stop. I'd like to apologize for our resident ugly American, Ian Anderson. That's Ian Anderson, ugly American.
Send your letters.
.com.
Tweet me at Ian Anderson.
But they'll there's a tradition of the Wren Boys in Ireland where basically they will go around. It used to be they were actually killing wrens. They're not. They don't do it anymore. But wrens were like. It was, I think I
Kill
remember
people going to the Renaissance Fair.
No, it's killing wren rats. That's different.
Fair.
Yeah, that's okay. That's dark. I'm not gonna go there. I don't like that joke. But it's a masking tradition. They'll dress up in costumes, so you look like walking haystacks, basically. And it's probably pre-Christian. It's a pagan thing, but they go around, and nowadays they'll do singing and dancing and skits and stuff, and they go from door to door collecting money for charity. So
And what did killing birds have to do with all this?
I don't know.
Were they like bad
offhand.
for the harvests that are
think it
theoretically
was-
already done?
Yeah, I think it's probably something. It has something to do with
See,
agriculture.
You collect for charity and kill birds. You can kill two birds with one stone.
Well, I know that boys could get. I think they could earn money per bird.
Huh.
Originally, like back in the 19th century or whatever, they could the more birds
Okay.
you caught
Does this have
and
to do with
destroyed,
like
the more.
blackbird pies or something like
I
that?
don't know. That'll be the follow-up episode where you look into that.
Okay.
But as far as spending money is concerned, the holidays are still all about that.
Amen.
Yeah. Well, no, seriously.
Go to usakilts.com now for all your kilt
Don't
needs.
delay. Go to usakilts.com. What do you think is the most traditional food to eat in Scotland? around the holidays?
Grouse.
Fruitcake.
Not fruitcake.
no idea.
Although they do have it. They do have fruitcake. They have Christmas puddings, which are
I was
very.
gonna say
similar to
blood
fruitcake.
pudding or cluty dumpling or something for like a dessert. I don't know.
It's actually steak pie on New Year's Day.
Steak pie.
Okay.
Steak pie after Hogmanay.
Is that like a chicken pot pie kind of a thing?
It's literally like a pot pie, but made with chunks of beef in it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but another popular, you're gonna find this funny, Rocky. Another really popular food is German sausages, because they didn't really have Christmas in Scotland until like the 1950s.
Hadn't been invented there yet.
Yeah, it was banned, and it became a public holiday like in the late 1900s, but it wasn't a national holiday until like 1958. And that's because of the Presbyterian Church coming down on it, which is why Hogmanay was such a big deal.
Why did the Presbyterian Church so upset about
papist.
Christmas?
It was a thinly veiled
okay.
pagan celebration, and you know what?
Okay.
They weren't wrong.
No.
But so what's happened is that Scotland has kind of like gone for broke with everything Christmas ever since the 1950s.
They hit the
So,
afterburners.
Yeah, basically. So they will do these huge Christmas markets. So like like Chris Kindlemark up in Bethlehem. Imagine
Philly
that
and all
with
that.
like amusement park rides and performers, music and dancers and all this kind of stuff, and a lot of German stuff. They borrow the idea of the Christmas market from Germany. So there'll be ice skating. Foods will include hot waffles, German sausages, Glühwein or Glühwein, however you pronounce it, and mulled cider, and Kinder chocolate crepes.
Germans just know how to do Christmas well anyway.
They kind of invented it.
That's kind of going
Yeah.
on here too, even though we didn't lack for Christmas.
Yeah.
But every like German or every Christmas mart is mostly German. Like the one in Philly is German,
exactly.
the one in Bethlehem's German. Yeah.
But apparently there's something like there's one in every town in Scotland at this point, and the one in Edinburgh they put up in was it Princess Street Gardens, which is it's near the Waverley train station and near the castle. Like you see, it's very long and skinny, kind of a parkland. It has over 15 Christmas themed rides, and of course there's a Santa Land section where you can go and take.
But then down in Philly, there's usually a couple of rides right near the mart. I don't know that it's connected in.
And a Christmas tree maze.
Ooh.
So you can go and get, it's like a corn maze.
I like that idea a lot.
Made out of Christmas trees.
I'm a big fan of a corn maze in the fall. Christmas tree maze, I'm here for it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Christmas tree maze.
Can we set one up
Christmas
out
tree
back, Rocky?
maze. Yeah.
That's
Maybe we'll do it in January when everybody's getting
Now,
rid of
are-
their trees so that we can get them cheap or free.
a lot of sap. It's fine.
That's when I think of corn mazes, I think of all the kids who like get impatient and like break the rules and
Yeah,
and
to
go
go
through,
through
all
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine that with pine needles and sap.
Well, that sounds like a problem for the cheaters.
And it's like, you've been cheating, Johnny. I can tell. No, I haven't. Cover with sap and needles. No, I'm not.
It's just maple syrup.
It's just, no, you eat it then. Yeah.
Going back to what you said a minute ago, though, about Christmas like just really taken off in the last few decades over that. Doesn't surprise me because my favorite Christmas movie is a Scottish movie, actually.
A Castle for Christmas.
Castle for Christmas.
Yes.
You bastard.
No,
How
actually,
dare you bring that
actually,
up?
Anna, no, I'm very serious. My favorite Christmas movie is Anna and the Apocalypse. It's a zombie Christmas musical, and it's great.
My favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard.
That is yeah. Of everything that they've imported into Scotland for Christmas, that's not one I've read about yet.
I would say
It's watching Die Hard.
Anna and the Apocalypse falls in the same category as Die Hard in that it takes place at Christmas more than it deals with Christmas and Christmas themes.
No.
However, it does have a lot of Christmas music and Christmas decorations, much more so than Die Hard. So I think
So,
it gets a little bit more of a pass
Do
than Die Hard.
they're just completely ignoring the zombies who showed up at the manger.
I mean, it.
3 wise men, 12 zombies. You know what I mean,
But there's some great songs before the zombies even show up. So.
even before the zombies show
Yeah.
up. Afterwards, it's off the chain.
Yeah, well, there's the classic. She wakes up in the morning. She doesn't know what's been going on overnight, so she's just kind of like listening to her headphones and singing and dancing, and the zombies are just going nuts around her, and she's just not noticing. Classic zombie movie trope.
It sounds like my family.
Classic.
Yeah. It's my family at the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but Yeah, I don't know what. Die Hard. Yes.
Yeah. What other Christmas movies do we like? What are some good Christmas movies?
I'd like the Grinch
There
more
are
if he
no
wasn't a
good
coward and
Christmas
giving
movies.
in at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Feel the same way about The
original
Nightmare
Dr.
Before
Seuss
Christmas.
story, Rankin and Bass, not Rankin and Bass, Hanna-Barbera cartoon of the Grinch is awesome. Sure.
Yeah. But again, the Grinch caves at the end is the only problem and gives everything back.
He's not. He loses his curmudgeon license, in my opinion. My favorite Christmas movie is A Christmas Story, based on the books of Gene Shepard.
Okay.
Gene Shepard, who's also famous for a book
Excited
called
for-
Wanda Hickey's Night of Golden Memories.
Excited for Christmas Story 2 coming out this year?
No. Didn't they already did? They already did that.
I have no
No,
idea.
it's about to come out. It's
I swear they did a sequel though. Okay.
it's about to come out.
I'm
So,
not
yes,
big in
they
this
have.
world.
It's about to come out.
Okay, I could have sworn there was.
I'm not
already
somebody
one.
who goes nuts for this movie. I could be mistaken here.
What was the
I know there's something new coming out with a bunch of the original cast.
What's the movie with the Isle of Misfit toys?
The Year Without a Santa Claus? Is that what that
You
one
mean
is?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now what? Now didn't they like leave the toys on the island at the end, where instead of like there's some big kerfuffle.
I don't
that-
think that I don't think the Misfit toys ever leave the island, do they?
I know. That's the sad
Do
part.
they like their island
wow.
or not like their island? I don't remember. It's been a long
No,
time.
that's where they get like it's the
Yeah.
cast off island.
Yeah.
They gotta live there. They're stuck, and then that's the end of the movies. Like they're like
The Gulag.
yeah. So I was gonna say it's
given
the-
a choice to leave, would they? Or have they made a nice home for themselves there amongst their people?
I think they all want to leave. They all
I
want
get the
they want
impression. Yeah. Well,
toys for little boys and girls.
well, okay. Now there's probably some journalistic bias, but when they talk to the toys on the island, the ones they talk to express a desire to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not interested in being there,
Yeah.
Fair.
So-
Fair.
And yet they remain.
and yet they remain.
You can leave the island, but the
dark
island never
side.
leaves you.
I know.
Right. Right.
It's the darkest Christmas story ever.
What if they did get adopted? Would they then have PTSD from their time on the
Potentially.
island?
And then transfer into Chucky dolls. Exactly. Toys
And-
killing humans.
And that's how
That's
you
how you get it.
That's how you get
That's how you
zombie
get Chucky.
Christmas movies.
Yeah. But how you cure zombies is you start burying people with their shoes tied together. Zombie
thought that was
apocalypse
vampires.
thwarted. No.
Solve this with Buckle Brogues.
Oh no,
you
Bucklebrogues solve nothing. The
We need. I want like the duck to come down with the official siren every time Buckle Brogues comes up on this show. You're like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Say the secret word, win $1,000.
that's great for podcasting.
Yeah,
Look, it's right
Psych-
here.
there's a sight gag.
Here's the duck.
we can have a siren. Where are those rails anyway?
Where's the topic?
So well,
Just like the toys
there
missed
is no
the
topic.
island,
We're
we
just
missed
having
the
fun. That's the whole
rails.
point. How about playing with fire?
Oh, love it. Great time.
Is that the Aphelia? thing?
Aphelia is actually
New Year's
Day.
Day.
It's a different
New
holiday.
Year's Eve?
It's actually in January, but it probably goes from the Julian calendar.
Right.
But that's like
burn
that's
night.
what?
Holiday where you burn things, and January it's burn night.
Yes, but it's basically that's like
Oh,
that's the Orkneys.
that was a boomerang, dude. That took me
Really
a
bad.
second.
That was really horrible.
For those out there who didn't get that, that was Ian's Robert Burns night joke.
Thank you very much. Tip your
We'll be
waiter.
here all night. Try the veal.
It's my favorite kind of reaction where it takes a minute.
Oh,
You're an evil, evil man.
as deep as a scratch
Evil,
off
evil
ticket.
man.
That's-
As deep as a scratch off ticket. I still love that. That's great. But seriously, folks, yeah, a big part of Hogmanay is burning stuff. So, and I think that's something that's sadly missing from American holidays is
No,
is
no,
setting things
dude.
on fire.
We
have
have
a
4th of
wrapping-
July where we not only light things on fire, we blow them up. That's
Yeah,
even
okay, I gotta tell you, but
Hogmanay needs more explosives. Now it's okay, fireworks.
You-
all right? Never mind.
Yeah.
Mind. Taking that back. Taking that back. All right.
Hey, what if we all gathered the night of Christmas?
We need more explosive holidays.
Whole neighborhood gets together. You all throw your wrapping paper in a big pit in the middle of the neighborhood and have a big bonfire of
and
wrapping
everybody
paper.
passes out from the fumes from the chemicals.
My neighbors will be all about that.
We may have to rethink what paper we use.
Yeah, you think?
Might all have to go back to just like the brown paper, which would be classic and
That's like
timeless.
the here in Phoenixville, they had the Firebird Festival.
Mm-hmm.
They still do, but they wound up every year they moved it further and further away from the center of town. I don't know why. For
Just
some
saw
reason,
the
the fire
guy
department doesn't like it.
I just saw the guy who's been running it for decades is retiring from it.
Is that the Swedish guy?
Yeah. Yeah. He's getting too old for that game, I guess. I don't know his reasons.
A true Swede is never too old for burning things.
Yeah.
Didn't say he wasn't going to attend.
He used to tend the garden behind the old USA Kilt shop on Bridge Street.
Really?
Oh.
And he had a Subaru, and he would take the plants out of the garden towards the end of the year. And I remember like riding on its axle, going away for all the dirt and all the stuff in the back of the Subaru. Nice guy. Barely understand anything he said.
Subaru, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Official sponsor of Between the Pleats Off Kilter, or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can either throw burning stuff into the ocean. You can carry a burning torch like the size of a barrel over your shoulder. That's the clavy, and they do all across Scotland. They do these parades where they basically they're burning huge things like wads of tar
Carrying
and
a huge ball of fire
Yep.
on your back.
I saw that movie. It was called Doomsday.
The clavy is a half barrel filled with wood shavings and tar, nailed onto a carrying post with, importantly, the same nail every year. I don't know why. The barrel is then lit and carried on the shoulders of a local through the village, a prized position handed down through the family, followed by a large crowd stopping at the houses of residents to present them with a smoldering ember from the barrel to bring the household good luck.
I think Doomsday with Rona Mitra and Bob Hoskins depicted some of these events.
It sounds like a hazard for people with long hair. Not an affliction I suffer from, but
That's how you lost it.
exactly.
Carrying the clavy.
Pull it back or cover it up.
Me and Michael Jackson.
Another fireworks reference.
There you go.
You know, yeah, but I mean, you cannot beat Hogmanay for fireworks, though. That's got the
That's true.
biggest.
Yeah.
Hogmanay is like the biggest New Year's party in the world.
Is it Edinburgh's?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Although I have to admit, I think that the fireworks. Don't hate me for saying this, but the fireworks and light show that they do in London for New Year's is actually better than in Edinburgh.
Can't say that I have an opinion on either.
See,
They're totally awesome. If you've never seen them, you gotta tune in on YouTube. You can catch the live streams, and they're freaking crazy.
I don't
Times Square
feel like
is BS. Times Square is a joke
Here's the thing.
compared to what they do over there.
My neighbors up and down the street and in the area, it sounds like a war zone on New Year's Eve. You can actually, we're right near one of the highest points in the county, the top of the road that I live on. And you drive up to the top of the road, and it's like there's a farmer's field, so you can see for like miles. And you just see fireworks going all around for miles. And it's glorious. And then we also, as you know, a small cul-de-sac development, our neighbors just kind of all get out and we throw fireworks in a pile and we just light things on fire for, you know.
Just randomly.
And,
Burn
you
this,
know,
burn
you know,
that.
it's the center of the development. Here you go. Let's light things. So it is to me, it will be more of a hands-on experience.
Until the hands come off.
Exactly.
Sounds like 3 to 4 nights a week, every day of the summer, from like 2017 through 2020 in my neighborhood.
Yeah, but it's to me
They relaxed the
fireworks.
firework laws around here in like 2016 or so,
yeah.
and it just was it was a problem for us.
Fireworks to me are something that has to be enjoyed in person versus on TV.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah,
said-
I get that.
I
You
could
said
enjoy.
tuning into London or Edinburgh. I'm like, I don't. I'm sure it's great. I have no interest in watching it. on
if
TV
I was
or
there-
I find
YouTube.
it fun.
If I was there, I'd enjoy
Well,
it.
like
Sure.
it this way, I would rather do that than watching the ball come down in Times Square.
Yes.
Sure. I'll do none of the
'Cause it's
above,
lame.
preferably, but
Yeah. Well, you know, we'll still stay up till midnight.
I'll be at the 12th pub right around then.
There you go. There you go. Well, the other reason to stay up that late is if you're doing the Scottish thing is to do the first footing. And you would actually qualify, Ian, because for those who don't know, Ian is a tall, darkly handsome man, and that is supposed to be
nice
the
thing you've ever
ideal.
said to
That
me.
is the idea. Well, you know, I'm getting paid for this. That's the
Not by me.
the
Ideal first guest of the
ideal
year.
first guest of the year.
Yep.
Bringing good luck, and you're supposed to cross the threshold at midnight or just after midnight
Okay.
to bring the good luck. And I forget where the gifts.
I've often said
I had
this
a
to
note on
people.
the gifts.
They don't believe that I'm good luck.
Yeah, it
but
turns out it's also called breaking and entering if they don't know you're coming.
Right, you're supposed to bring. You bless the host by bringing a range of treats, including whiskey, salt and bread. It's traditional for first footers to offer black buns, which are this is similar to the fruitcake thing. Basically, this is a bun made with a mix of raisins, currants, almonds, citrus peel, allspice, ginger, and cinnamon, all topped with a layer of pastry. I think they mean frosting, basically. But basically, yeah, that's your kind of like your fruitcake in Scotland. So there you go. First footing.
So
it's basically a
weapons
huge
for you.
party. They know how to party over there. We don't party for Christmas here. We do party for New Year's, but not the same way they do.
Depends on where you go.
Yeah.
It depends on how close to a city you are. Like, there's a lot of events where, you buy a ticket to, like, the whole big, long evening thing. It's kind of a pre-done thing.
There's a lot of dropping of items in our area of the world, too. Like, every other town seems to have, like, Kennett Square drops a giant mushroom. And
That's because of the...
Reading does that.
Yeah.
And
In Phoenix, they do a tortilla chip into a bowl of salsa, which I always thought was pathetic. It's like when we'd be on the call with my folks, and I'm like, oh, here comes the tortilla chip. All right, they're dropping the tortilla chip. And
now
I'm like,
see, I could
great,
see if
Dad.
if they made it a game, if they gamified it and said, okay, you have to drop a tortilla from this height, and then if it makes it in the bowl, then it's
We're
good
talking
luck for the year or whatever.
electronics.
I know, but I'm gonna gamify this thing.
Okay. What got me was that you would see the tortilla chip like wobbling on the string, so it's coming down. It's just like, and it's like,
New Year's sponsored by Doritos.
yeah, exactly. But that's all because of the ball in
please,
Times
they're
Square.
classy in Tucson. It's Tostitos.
Oh, my bad.
Speaking of balls,
New York City.
speaking of bowls,
We've got the biggest. Sorry.
if you want to party and you want to get aggressive, the one
Go on.
Here's here. Well, I think this is right up your alley.
Making me
This is,
nervous.
the Kirkwall Ba, every Christmas and also on New Year's Day at 1 p.m. I don't know why 1 p.m., but apparently that's important. A mass football game is played out in the streets of the town of Kirkwall.
Convenient time.
The game is rather chaotic and brutal, played with a cork-stuffed leather ball known as a ba. Originally, the men and boys of Kirkwall were split into two rival teams, the Uppies, who are from the north of the cathedral, and the Doonies, who are from the south of the cathedral. And basically, now it's more family loyalty. It's like if Dad was on this team, then you're going to be on this team. But the goal is basically
But you moved to the wrong side of the chapel? What are you doing, mate?
You bastard.
Should be disowned for that.
Exactly. So basically, they play this game with massive crowds through the whole town. The entire town becomes the pitch. And the aim is either for the Uppies to touch the ba against the wall at the south end of town, or for the Doonies to get the ba into the water of Kirkwall Bay up in the north.
Now, I don't know much about this
capture
town.
the flag kind of thing.
Yeah, I want to be an uppie,
It's
if
kind-
only because the ball goes down easier than up, right?
That's right, Ian.
Okay.
See how gravity works, boys and girls.
Yeah, I'm
And
saying,
now we'll
I'm saying
talk
if I-
about near and far.
if I can pick teams here, I want to be an uppie.
I
You
wanna be a
are
downy.
uppity.
I'm going to be a downy because, yo, I'm down.
Okay.
But yeah, it's basically
Well,
like...
I will look down
It's
on
like
you.
rugby
Dune on you.
with no rules. Basically, it's extremely violent, and there is a trophy, which is awarded to the
those who
player has
survive.
been the most notable participant for the year. But they basically, this is one of those things where like it's a town tradition, and the local EMS people absolutely hate it.
Like rolling the cheese down the hill and wherever that's from, and then
Yeah.
That seems mild by
hucking
comparison.
yourself down the hill after it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That looks horrifying in
that looks
itself.
stupendously idiotic.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right?
I've seen
It's,
videos of it quite recently,
Do you know what that's called? That thing?
I'll officially call it cheese hucking because I don't know.
There you go.
I think
There's-
it's
there's an event.
Is that a Welsh or an English thing? I think it's an English
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
There's an event where for those listening, there's an event where they roll a wheel of cheese down the hill, and they
pretty
get
large
everyone
one.
from the town, or from all around, to run down this very, very steep grade hill after the cheese.
It's not a well-maintained hill from what I've seen.
No, there's rocks. You kind of like skiing downhill. You pick your path,
Right.
And it is crazy. And
Full-on
then,
chaos.
yes, it is full on chaos, and there's just medics at the bottom. It's like, oh, okay, well, here's 7 concussions on this run and 4 broken arms. Like, what the hell are you thinking? Why is this a good time?
The people leading are just literally throwing themselves with no care for their own personal health.
It's just because when it happens to somebody else, it's funny. I mean,
somebody's got to participate.
I'm wondering how many personal vendettas get acted out in this ball game.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And is there are there tactics? Is there strategy?
Well, those Doonies knew what they did last summer.
Oh, bastards! But they do it every year. That's the thing. It just it's the Hatfields and McCoys. Only they figure out a way to make it civilized. But ish.
Yeah. Civilized, air quotes. Yeah.
Right. Instead of beating the hell out of each other, we're gonna give you a ball, and you gotta take this ball and try and get it to the other side of the town.
Can we beat each other while we do that? Sure.
I want a clean game. Everyone's going to be very nice and civilized about this. Only pushing, no tackling,
no cleats to the face.
Right.
This year.
But see that I think that's a valid holiday tradition. I would watch that over, say, the Macy's Day Parade.
Sure.
Any day.
Yeah. Mummers.
You know what gets me about a lot?
I do say the Macy's Day Parade has gotten way too corporate. It was a lot better when everybody's beating the hell out of each other.
I agree. When you have the battle floats.
No, I want to see the mummers get in the brawl down Broad Street. Yes.
The mummers and then the floats meet at like Trenton or whatever's halfway in between. Just battle it out for whoever gets the.
Yeah, I'm a bad Philadelphian. I do not dig on the mummers. It's odd.
I have to confess I've never really been into it either.
Yeah. I'm all up for the, up all night drinking to prepare to, but it's the whole marching in the cold thing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever had to? This is a total tangent, but I don't care. Have you ever had to play Santa for the holidays?
I've played Santa in videos.
You have. We have the big
for holidays. No, I've played Easter Bunny.
Okay.
I've scared the hell out of multiple children.
And also played an Easter Bunny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't have showed them critters too right after wearing the Easter Bunny costume.
Donnie Darko. Does he? Yeah.
This is my costume. What are you talking about?
No, I did Easter Bunny for the development where we used to have Easter egg hunt for all the kids in development, and I happened to have a costume because I was Easter Bunny for my nieces when they were young, and I remember like trying to like pretend the Easter Bunny like happened to be hopping around the houses, it looked like the Easter Bunny was stalking the event. So all the kids like run screaming. Yeah, this wasn't well thought out.
Just imagining something. Mommy, do bunnies drink?
Why does the Easter Bunny smell like alcohol?
Well,
like
if
Uncle
you're
Jimmy.
but again, here's the thing: if you're Santa, you could get away with that legally in Scotland because they don't leave out cookies and milk for Santa in Scotland. Guess what they leave out?
Whiskey and
biscuits, shortbread,
mince pie.
Oh,
nice.
Okay,
mince pie and either sherry or whiskey.
Okay.
Sherry? No.
Yeah,
it's gotta be whiskey.
Yeah.
Save the whiskey for us. Leave sherry for the Santa Claus.
Right.
That's fair.
I actually like sherry. I
I have a strong opinion on it.
Probably because of my grandmother. I
I'll
remember
have-
getting drunk with her.
Sharing.
Oh, whiskey and sherry casks. There you go.
There you go.
Close enough.
There you go.
It's good compromise here.
Yeah.
How many times have you ever been given alcohol as a gift for the holidays?
Not often enough.
all the time, or gift cards to alcohol stores, which
Okay, choose your own adventure.
essentially yes. But I have I never remember the gift cards. Like I go to a liquor store like once a year kind of thing, and I have like a stack of gift cards dating back
making
to
it
the
rain.
90s.
Okay. Okay.
Pull up
Is
like
this
3
still good?
cards.
That's how they get you.
Yeah,
That's how they get you. Gift cards.
I've always told people that don't know what to buy me something for Christmas. Like, just give me a bottle of scotch. It'll be fine. And like last year was the first time somebody actually finally did it.
And how bad was it?
It was fine. It was one I requested.
Oh,
it was
there you go.
Lefroy.
There you
Like
go.
a stamp
Okay.
Lefroy.
See, that's the problem is that in our family, typically it's like, okay, the kids get like real gifts, and the adults are more, there's a budget involved. So it's like, okay, for the $30, $40, whatever it is, it's like, how many scotches do I want that are like $40 or less?
Yeah, fair.
So it's kind of like, hey, why don't a few people get together
Yeah.
and get something.
But this does remind me, going back to one of the earliest questions on the show, a holiday tradition I've forgotten about. My wife has been getting me these last 2 or 3 years now, like the 24 beers of Christmas. And
There you
I have
go.
a different beer I open every day.
So it's like a beer advent calendar.
That's what the beer advent calendar. And I
Well,
was doing one with like wines and ciders for her last year, although she stopped drinking over the summer, so I don't know what to do.
when does Advent start? Because that.
Like 24 days before, I guess.
Or December 1st.
December 1st.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I was wondering if that had anything to do with that immaculate consumption
No.
feast. Well, that's when you get tuberculosis from no reason apparent. I think that's the one thing. I mean, they do give gifts over there, but what I'm getting is that there's a lot more experiential stuff built into the holidays
Okay.
than we have here. I mean,
I dig that.
growing up for me, it was like Christmas came and we decorated late in my family. We didn't even, in fact, my family's tradition was we didn't even decorate the tree until Christmas Eve. That was one of the Christmas activities, was decorating the tree Christmas Eve. I don't know where that came about, but that was a thing. And then you get up, you do the presents. But in my family, it took for freaking ever. We'd have to break the present stuff into like 3 sections in the course of the day.
Ooh,
because
geez.
because we'd have stockings in the morning.
Do you have a lot of siblings?
Extended family.
Okay.
And then we'd have gifts from out of town, and then the family gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically. But the other problem was we would do, one person opens a gift and everybody watches them open the gift, and then you go to the next person.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
And it would take forever.
You need a limit on the number of people who are there to be able to do that.
How do
kind
you
of thing.
determine the order?
Yeah, and you just went around.
You're around
Okay.
the circle. Yeah.
We always
But
did
it's
it
just-
youngest to oldest.
Yeah, but I could see that. It's just, but the whole ritual, just the whole day being built around the stuff, is one of the reasons why I don't groove on Christmas as an adult.
I think I would like
You
this
know?
experiential kind of experience a lot better, if
Right?
only because for me, Christmas, I dread Christmas because it's like I got to remember to get it something for everybody. Who am I going to forget about?
Mm-hmm.
I got to do all this work of buying the things, and it's just it's a chore.
Yeah,
You can just
It's
make
what
it
it becomes,
and
and
just make it the great gift card
the
exchange.
the Christmas music, and I also
I
don't
know.
like being the gift
I
card
know.
guy.
I know.
Because
Yeah.
I want to give
Yeah.
a more thoughtful gift, so I end up stressing about it too much, and then the Christmas music for 2 months drives me nuts.
Seriously?
I enjoy Christmas on Christmas, whether it's the experiential or the gift version. On the day, great, love it. But
yeah. Well, we
if
celebrate.
you take away all the chores in advance,
Well,
it would
that's
make
the
it that
hard
much
part.
more
That's
fun.
the other thing is like, I mean, there's a lot of there's a Scottish tradition called redding the house, where you clean the house.
Mm-hmm.
That's a traditional pre-holiday, pre-Hogmanay thing, and that's like ritually cleaning the house. A lot of their traditions go back to Yule. Gotta tell you, a lot of it's Viking stuff. We kind of do some of the similar things in my family, but one of the things that we know, to our frustration, that they take a huge amount of time off during the holidays over there, and that goes back to the freaking Dark Ages, where basically the rules were that you were not supposed to do any work during the Yuletide. Basically,
Right.
you know, there are dictates like no wheel shall spin, so no carts, no spinning wheels for the women, you know, no work. You're just supposed to chill and eat, okay? And you'd have a giant Yule log, huge bonfire, which would be in your Viking longhouse, which would last. It was a big enough log that could last for like the entire time. You know, a log, like as in a tree. So, and it's like but it's all experiential. It's all about relaxation, you know. And it's like I feel like we've gotten so far away from that with the stress and I know it's a cliche to say it, but with the materialism of how we do the holidays over here, it's kind of like, oh man, I could have had a V8. I'm showing my age with that joke, but you know what I mean. It's like it's like, okay, well, you can either have more stuff or you can go dive in the ocean. I'll go for diving in the ocean. What the hell?
I'd go for a nap.
Is there a third
diving in the
option
ocean.
here?
No, seriously, come on, wouldn't it be more fun?
I'd rather fight the Doonies if I could choose
Right?
a third
Yeah,
option.
yeah,
but
Yeah.
An event that is done together with a group of people that you care about, yes. If that event is diving in the ocean, I will happily watch those I care about freeze their asses off.
is gambling on who makes it the longest a fair
Yeah.
fair way to
I'd be willing to bet that
experience
there's
it?
a lot of betting involved. But it's probably not personal level. Like, okay, Sean, I bet you can make it like 5 minutes. Watch me.
Dead in 4.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'd like to have a holiday with more food and less gifts.
Yeah.
And
Fair.
that'd be fine.
So I do like Thanksgiving quite a bit here in the U.S.
Yeah.
A lot of food.
Yeah, Halloween's good. A lot of candy.
Doing it twice this year.
Circling around back to Turkey Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now touching on the decorations, I hate decorating. It seems like a chore to put things out and then take them away. However, if we are going to decorate, I would rather put them out essentially, right around Thanksgiving and leave them up at least through the end of December. So at least you get a month out of all the work you put into it.
I have to admit, I've kind of come closer to that sensibility myself, just because I do a lot of the physical work of putting up the decorations. So it's like spreading it out time-wise. It makes
just seems silly to store everything all year if you're only going to have it out from the day before Christmas to maybe a couple days after too, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the original idea with the decorations is that you're trying to, I think you're setting this up as a special time, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be changing your psyche using the decorations.
All the
decorations go back to like freaking sympathetic magic anyway, but that's a whole nother discussion. That's why you put ornaments on trees. It's because you're hoping that your trees will actually bear fruit in the spring. That's all. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we kill the trees.
I was just going to say, so you chop it down.
Well, how far do you want me to go? Because there's a theory that the whole reason why you have, Yule trees, aka Christmas trees, indoors is because if you're celebrating those old customs, there's a time where you would be persecuted for doing that because it's not Christian. So instead of putting ornaments on your fruit trees and stuff outside, you bring the tree inside where it's private, and nobody would bother you.
I just wouldn't want to be cold. Going outside to.
Right.
To
you want to keep your tree warm.
Sit around and
especially if you
open
do
the
it 3 times
outside.
a day and it's an all-day experience.
I know. How Santa are gonna?
Well, there's another version of that though. Like there are parts of England where you would go out and fire guns into the air around the trees to scare away evil spirits and wake them up in the spring. So
Is that after the 12 pub of Christmas?
Yes. No, long after, because that's like
Fire
April.
guns?
That's like springtime.
Oh.
So if you prefer, you could do that.
We should be safe and just go and fire guns out in the air all the time.
There you go.
Just to be safe. Yes.
Yeah.
Explode things. Yeah.
There you go. So that's our conclusion. Is basically I think we need more fun, more alcohol, more explosions.
Yes.
Less stress.
Every holiday should include alcohol, explosions, and lots of food. You can kind of leave the gifts, unless the gifts are alcohol, to add to the party.
That's my wife's joke about holidays. Is basically whatever it is we're celebrating. It's like, okay, we got to plan this. What can we eat? What can we drink? And what can we burn?
Fair.
It's the three main components.
I knew I liked her.
She's a pip.
Should get her on the show.
That would be amusing. It'd be highly amusing.
For March, for International Women's Month, we'll have your wife, my wife, Rocky's wife. Hopefully Rocky's wife doesn't
in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, Rocky's wife doesn't curse too much. Hopefully.
I think isn't cursing allowed with podcasts though?
Depends on
kind of like
who you want your audience to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Rocky's already opened us up with a little bit of cursing,
Yeah,
so
a little bit.
Right,
set the bar.
Right. Yep. I don't disagree. Final thoughts about the holidays. One piece of advice you'd give to somebody about the holidays.
Ian.
I work in retail. I'm too busy to be worrying about giving advice during the holidays.
Okay.
Other than what tartan should you pick, or
so don't work retail.
Which shipping you should select depending how close we are to Christmas. That's my advice.
Okay.
For the
very practical. Very practical.
Yes.
Okay.
The advice for the holidays.
Yeah. Top tip. Fair.
The gift is in the giving, not the receiving. It is making an experience. If you have kids, making the experience for the kids and not about yourself or that kind of thing. Leaving as much stress out of it as you can. It's a stressful time for a lot of people. So just trying to plan ahead a little bit to make it as least stressful as possible and enjoyable for everyone, but especially for the kids, that they have a good memory going forward and they have a good childhood.
I agree completely. I'll say I'll do it. I'll do it.
No, they should have a bad childhood. I disagree with you.
Builds character. I'll give two pieces of advice. This is a twofer. One for the parents out there. Give your kids one gift by their door to their bedroom in the morning to open and to keep them occupied until you want to get up to do the stockings, like a puzzle or a Lego set or something like that, something that is a busy toy or a comic book, something to do so you don't have to get up at the crack of dawn.
Have some Benadryl. I'll see you at 11.
I like that idea.
Here's your Christmas laudanum, darling. Enjoy it.
Your Christmas NyQuil.
Say hello to Santa in Dreamland. And two, similar to what you were saying, make sure you kind of create some unique family rituals. We have a lot, and that's the part that I've gotten the most enjoyment out of over the years. All the outside world can go sod off as far as I'm concerned, but we have our own family traditions that we focus in on, and that's a lot of fun, and I know it's making memories for my kids and for me. So have something that's really totally personalized and sort of unique if possible. You know, that you can say, hey, this is us. This is part of who we are. And wow, I remember the times when we did that.
Yep.
And you care to share? Or is this more of like, no, that's ours. We can't have that.
Well, I was trying to wrap up the show because Matt told me to wrap up the show.
Fair enough.
But I will say, we have a lot of stuff. But one of the things is since for Yule, one of the traditions is basically it's celebrating the return of the sun. We aren't the only ones who do this, but we're one of the few people in this area who do it. But we turn off all electricity, all the electronics, all the lights, all that stuff, and we will have candles all around the house. And one at a time, my wife and my daughter will go around, and they'll say some ritualistic words, but they will light each candle individually from an initial source of flame, which is our wood stove. So they're spreading light through the whole house. Okay. And then we spend the entire rest of the evening only by candlelight. Okay. It's incredibly quiet. It's incredibly warm, and it's mystical. I mean, it's like you're inside a freaking postcard. It's just like very moving. Sounds and very nice. Very soothing.
Nice.
And it just really makes you think. So yeah, that is probably my single most favorite part of our holiday rituals that we do. Yeah, the candlelight.
Very good.
Lovely.
It's unplugging.
Yep.
Yeah. Ritual unplugging.
Literally.
Yeah. Very literally. Yeah.
Very good. All right, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in for the first episode of our podcast. We hope to do many, many more of these. So until next time, Slán Java.
Slán Java.